Welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast.
Wow. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Blerdsnerds podcast. I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
And it's just us today. Jaja had to work today, sadly, which also I have to work next Sunday. So you and Jaja should record without me. So it'll be a 2 and 2
Gotcha.
type of thing. And then we'll be all together again, hopefully the next week. But we're back for another week, bringing you all our topics on everything going on in our culture. James, how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. I turned the AC on in my house. It is freezing in here right now. So had to throw a jacket on.
Is it hot down there? I'm assuming so.
It was, but I like to sleep in the cold. But I kept the AC on for too long this morning, so I didn't turn it off. So yeah.
Got it. What are some nerdy things that you've been up to?
Let me pull up my list here. I got some new comics.
Nice.
I made a trip to the comic store. So yeah, it's been a while. So I had 3 to pick up this time. So I picked up number 4, Monica Rambeau Photon.
Nice.
Yeah. So number 4 there. Then I got number 4, Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Nice. And you're actually reading these, right? Or are you just collecting them? Or you're not reading them?
I intend to read them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have not read a single one.
Okay. I think I knew this already, but I forgot. I was going to ask what you've learned about Photon that you want to share with us unfamiliars.
I should go ahead and read. So then I'll have something to share. And then I got this number 5 of Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Nice.
I was thinking, because I seen it in there, Static Shock, there's a new run going on, but I haven't even read the comics I have. So I need to go ahead and read these before I think about adding some more stuff to my pile of comics that are growing right here.
You should buy 2 of each copy, one to read and mess up, and then one to collect, so it doesn't get messed up when you read it.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah,
assuming that I actually read it.
True. What else have you been up to?
I hopped back on Call of Duty for the first time in months, so it's in season 3 right now. I stopped playing during season 1. That was a couple months ago. Actually, I haven't played my PlayStation 5 at all in a while. So the last boss in Elden Ring I beat, that was the last time I even touched my PS5. So
and that was like what, February?
Yeah, like Godric the Grafted, I think was the last boss I beat. Yeah, that was for sure the last boss I beat. But whenever that was the last time I even touched my PS5. So hop back on there, play some Call of Duty. I had so many updates. I had to update the controller. It was a lot of updates that I had to do. But I keep it in rest mode, so it kind of like automatically updates. But there were like game updates I had to do too.
Are there no negatives to keeping your PlayStation in rest mode for that long? I'm afraid to do that.
None that I've learned so far. We'll see later down the line what happens. Maybe I might have to buy a new PS5 at some point, but hopefully not. Fingers crossed.
All right. What else? Yeah, it's crazy. I haven't played my PlayStation in a while either. I thought about that the other day because I got my Steam Deck. And then I've been playing my Steam Deck, and I've kind of been neglecting my PlayStation. I have to finish Harry Potter, and I also have to finish Elden Ring. So
yeah, we got our backlogs are growing, and then Zelda's coming out soon. So yeah, we gotta.
And Zelda's coming out. Yes,
buckle down.
I gotta finish Zelda. So yeah, my PlayStation's gonna be neglected even more, probably for the next couple of months, actually.
Yikes!
Because I gotta finish Zelda, and I gotta play the new Zelda when that comes out. So yeah.
Then other than that, I started watching Vinland Saga season 2. I like the first season a lot. The second season is really slow. It's right now it's a farming sim. All they're doing is farming almost every single episode.
Really?
So it's pretty boring. Yeah. Well, I mean, the main character, he was like sold into slavery. So I guess they're showing his life as living as a slave. But yeah, it is not exciting to watch. So maybe it'll pick up at some point. I'm trying to hang in there best I can. I think I'm on episode like 5, and it's maybe 16 or so. So
that's
we'll
unfortunate.
See. I got to turn it on like 2x speed or something because this is dragging. But it's on Netflix. And then last night I joined the DMV Anime Club. There's a Discord of like this DMV Anime Club. Yeah. So there was a meetup last night celebrating someone's birthday. A VA meetup. So the people that live in VA in the DMV Anime Club. So we went to grab ramen. So we went out to eat at a ramen bar first. Jinya Ramen Bar, for those familiar. It's pretty good. Some people don't like it. I like it. I'm a fan. And then after that, we went to a paint and sip. So that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I actually never had gone to a paint and sip. I've done it like at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I did my own at home one time, but like during the pandemic,
Yeah.
or the lockdown part of the pandemic. And then, yeah, going to the actual one was pretty cool. The time flew. It was like 2 hours. So I didn't even realize. Yeah, I got some paint on my shirt. Well, I'm not wearing a shirt now, but we'll see if it comes out. If it doesn't, it's not a huge deal because it actually matches the shirt, but it's like up near my collar. So
Paint,
pretty noticeable.
it should come out. I don't know.
Yeah, it came off my hands really easily. So
Yeah.
I was excited about that. Then after that, well, they went to karaoke, but I was like, all right, I'm kind of tired. I need to go home. I got home by like 10:30. Yeah, I'll be calling it a night early. Then I watched the boxing match.
So these are a lot of people you haven't met. Well, most all people you haven't met in person before.
Yeah, I had actually met none of these people before, so it was kind of awkward walking in there because they were already sitting down. I got there a little bit late, and then people were sitting down, and it's primarily Black people in the group. So I just went to the table with the most Black people I see, and I was like, "Hey, this is the anime club, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." So
I wonder if there's an anime club.
Met some cool people.
I wonder if there's a New York-based anime club on Discord. How do I find that? How do I find this? How do you know?
I just seen them on Instagram.
No. So
yeah,
you just
they were like hosting an event one time.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna find
it.
Well,
it's like, yeah, it was like being reposted. There is, I don't know if it's like a group, but there's like parties that happen in New York that I want to go to sometimes.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of cool things that happen in New York.
Yeah, so
oh yeah, I see it popped up like right away. The DMV Anime Club when I was searching anime. Yeah. It's like my phone is listening to me almost.
It has to be that new AI, huh?
Oh, God, it's so scary. That's cool.
Yeah, so it was fun. I've been missing the previous meetups. So they have meetups pretty frequently, but so I have gymnastics practice on Friday nights, but the last couple meetups it was like the whole group meetup. They were like happy hours in DC, but they were like 6 to 9 on Friday, and I go at 7. So by the time I like get home, change, shower, then go into DC, it'll be like 11 p.m. So
and you're probably exhausted by that time.
Exhausted. Everyone else will be ready to head home or what have you. So yeah, and I'll have missed the happy hour window, so I'll be paying full price for the drinks. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet that's cool though. That's cool. See, that's the kind of vibes I like hanging out, doing like fun activities. Not necessarily always like a club or a party, like sometimes, but like, yeah, I like that. I need to find like a New York based group. Go find people to hang out.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some.
Yeah, I need more.
I can't think of that. It's like a group that I see them on Twitter sometimes. So next time I see it, I'll send it your way. But yeah, they might have a Discord.
Nice, we'll see. Anything else that you did? That's a lot of nerdy things for you.
Yeah, pretty nerdy week. Yeah.
I should have won first because.
Nah, yeah, that's it for me though.
What have I been doing? I have not touched my Steam Deck in a couple of days, so I have to get back on that. Sadly, I'm so sorry. I'm about to disappoint everyone. Oh, here's a nerdy thing that I did. I purchased. So Disney World annual passes have gone back on sale for the first time since the pandemic. So I purchased one. So I have to actually talk to Jaja and see if he has it. I don't think he does, but yeah. So now I have an annual pass to Disney World, which one would argue why I would buy one, but I love Disney World and I like to be able to go more often than I do, like for all the different times of years, because they throw like tons of different events like at different parts of the year. And I think it'll be worth it because now I don't have to pay for tickets and I can go like for a quick weekend trip, like cheap flight, cheap hotel, stay for like a couple days and then come back. So that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start going to Disney World often.
You'll be a regular.
I will be a regular. So I booked my first trip for the first weekend of June. So I'll be up there first weekend of June. There's a couple new things that opened since the last time I was there that I'm looking forward to getting to try out. And yeah, so I'll be logging my Disney adventures on this podcast.
Nice. Yeah. I've never actually gone.
You've never been to Disney World?
Never. Well, actually, I went when I was like 15, but
okay. But
does that count? Yeah.
I mean, that counts because you're old enough to remember that. Do you remember it?
Barely. Barely. I don't even remember which park I went to. Epcot? Okay. Does that sound like the right thing?
Did you go like with your family or like with school? Like who did you go with?
Yeah, I went with my family.
Did they drag you there, or did you want to go, or were you kind of dragged?
We happened to be in Florida. We were going on a cruise the following day, so like we went legit just one day.
Okay, so maybe that's why. Especially if you went to Epcot, you definitely don't remember. Back when we were 15, like Epcot was like the least fun park for a child, like back in our days. Now they have like a lot of rides there. They have like stuff there now, like stuff to do and rides. Cause like Epcot's cool. I appreciate it now. It's like the coolest park because they have all the different countries that you walk around and go to. But you don't really appreciate that when you're a kid. But like going as an
You're
adult,
right.
going as an adult now it's fun. So yeah, and they have like a lot more rides there now. So I feel like if you went back now, you would like it more than you did
I'll have
as
to
a
check it out
child.
sometime.
Yeah, you should definitely go to Disney World. I recommend everyone goes to Disney World. Even if you've never been as a child, you got to experience it at least once in your life. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
But that's my nerdy thing, my very expensive nerdy thing, because that annual pass was not cheap.
Yeah. Oh wait,
For
I did do another nerdy thing.
Mhm.
I don't mean to cut you off. Should I go now?
No, go ahead.
Oh,
That was
cool.
it.
I got my tattoo.
Oh
So yeah,
yeah, I
finally.
saw that you were there.
Yeah, so I went to Indianapolis for it. Flew in the day before. I had the tattoo appointment. It was Wednesday, so I flew in Tuesday. Then I left on
Mhm.
Thursday morning, super early. Oh man, my flight was at 6 a.m.
Ooh,
But yeah, behind the knee, the most painful tattoo I have to date.
yeah, I can imagine. It's nothing but skin back. Oof, oof,
Nothing. Oh man, it was
and
bad.
like just
I didn't tap out though, so I didn't take any breaks. I went straight through. Well, I mean, my tattoo artist
really.
took breaks.
How
Yeah,
long did it
he was
take?
drinking some coffee. It was like 3-4 hours.
All in that one area?
Yeah, it was
Oh no,
rough. And
no.
there's some around my knee to like connect the rest of the sleeve,
Yeah,
but yeah, primarily just behind my knee. So I got the demon statue from Solo Leveling.
I
Well, the
saw.
god statue.
It looks
Yeah,
really
so it's a
cool.
creepy looking smiley face. But yeah, it looks super dope when in relation to the rest of my sleeve.
Hmm.
So we're doing a really good job. But I got one more tattoo left for the
One
sleeve, and then I'm
more.
done. So
Nice.
yeah, then I'll have a full leg. So my leg is actually kind of straightened out right now because it hurts to bend it.
Yeah, I
So
can
yeah,
imagine.
I've been limping
Yeah,
around for the past couple days.
I could never. I have a very low tolerance for pain, and all my tattoos that I've gotten, I could never. Like, I take a break every like 5 minutes. I'd be like, all right, stop. So I would not be able to do that. Whew.
Yeah,
Good.
it was
Kudos
rough,
to you,
but
James.
yeah.
Kudos to you.
We'll post it on the page for those curious, or look at my
Yes.
Instagram. I have a highlight for my specifically for my sleeves, so it's on there.
Nice. All right, James, we're about to be going into May at the end of the month. Have you been in never mind. Never mind. I was about to say something that I should not be saying on the podcast. Like
Oh,
never mind. Continuing
you
on.
guys will learn soon.
Look at me, about to create editing work for myself. Is that it, James? Is that all your edit? Is that all your nitty things?
Yeah, that's it for sure.
Okay. So let's get into some, bear with us, guys. It's a very slow nerdy week this week, but we have some interesting
Yeah.
topics that we're going to talk about, but we're going to circle back around. Last week we reviewed Super Mario Bros. Came out a couple weeks ago. Climbing, doing very, very well at the box office. And right now it is set to top 1 billion at the box office, at the global box office, which is a really cool. That's really surprising for an animated video game movie.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty amazing. So, not there yet, but it's set to top that at some point. That by the end of this month, probably. Crazy. Well worth it though. It was a good movie.
Yeah, and it said if it touches the $1 billion mark, it'll rank 4th in films behind Avatar, Spider-Man: No Way Home, and Top Gun: Maverick.
Wow, I can't believe it's gonna make its way into the top 10. That's
So that
cool.
is
Look
that's
at
some
that.
good company to keep right there.
Pushing the Marvel movies down, the rest of the Marvel movies down the list.
Who would have thought it'd be Mario?
I know. But yeah, it was a very good movie, so well
Oh
deserved.
yeah, it deserves it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. But you notice that a lot of Marvel or a lot of actors that are in this top 10 list, like they're in a lot of like, I don't know. They so like, okay, so you have like Zoe Saldana, right? She's in in Avatar. She's also in Infinity War and Endgame, which are also on the top. Then you have, is that the only person? No, then you have Chris Pratt, who voices Mario, who's also in Infinity War and Endgame, kind of. Who else? I feel like there were more people. Let me pull up the list now.
Certified moneymakers.
Yeah, I think Zoe Saldana is the most successful person, like being in like multiple spots on that list. Top 10 highest grossing films.
Man, we got to get Zoe Saldana on here. Reach out for an
Yes.
interview.
Yeah, let's reach out. You should. I think you have a lot of clout,
Yeah.
James. You reach out to her for an interview.
I'll hit her up.
You're becoming famous. I feel like everyone's top 10 list is like different. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like everyone's list is different. We talked about this before, but it's hard for me to tell
Yeah.
like what's real and what's not. But yeah, I think Zoe Saldana is the most successful one. She's been in the most movies in the top 10 list, which is pretty cool. It's bragging rights for her. So there was a Wii bowling competition that happened.
Oh,
I think it was
story.
Yeah, it was last weekend. There was a Wii bowling tournament in France. And this elderly couple, Janine 96 and Gilbert 85, won the Wii bowling tournament. Which I think is like super cute. So they competed representing their retirement home. And yeah, they won. I don't know who they were playing against, but I just found that to be extremely cute that that two people of that age could enter this competition and win. That's really cute.
Yeah, they are esport athletes.
Yes, esports, which is apparently a thing. An esport athlete is a thing. But congratulations to them.
Yes,
Super cool story. I used to love Wii bowling. That was like a blast from the past. I don't know if you played Wii bowling a lot.
I did.
Yeah, super fun. So that's my other video game news story. Yeah, they look like they were having fun up there if you see the pictures.
They do. Yeah, shout out to Janine and Gilbert.
Yeah, shout outs to Janine and Gilbert. All right, let's move on to TV and video game news. Hold on, I'm gonna pause it real quick just to make sure there's nothing else I'm missing before I get into some topics. Gotta make a mental note to edit this part out. Oh, and some Spider-Man news. Spider-Man. I think Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. The first one, second one, third one, and Andrew Garfield's The Amazing Spider-Man, and Tom Holland's Spider-Man Homecoming. They're all coming to Disney Plus, and alongside Venom on May 12th. Nice. So I don't know for how long. They're obviously not going to be on there forever because Disney doesn't own the exclusive rights to Spider-Man. But it is cool that it's coming to Disney Plus. I wish the other two Tom Holland Spider-Mans were coming to Disney Plus, but it doesn't look like it right now at this moment in time.
Watch them while you can, folks.
Watch them while you can. I don't think
unless you own the physicals.
Do people buy physical DVDs anymore?
Yeah, well, Spider-Man. I certainly don't.
Of Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, yes, probably. It's very likely that you might have those on DVD. But yeah, do people still buy DVDs?
I don't even see them advertised because you know how they'd be like, you get a special features with the DVD. Like I don't even see that anymore.
I know that some movies sell like steelbook case DVDs. Because I know that Adam used to talk about that a lot when things came out. But yeah, like I don't have a DVD player. I know technically you can put DVDs in your PlayStation, but like who's doing all that? It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Where am I gonna store some DVDs?
Right. It's a lot of work. DVDs are becoming obsolete, just like hard copy video games are also becoming obsolete.
They are.
Lots of things are becoming obsolete. It's kind of scary. Brick and mortar stores.
Yeah, welcome to the digital age.
It's kind of as we advance higher and higher into AI, which every day when I see things about AI coming out, I become more and more against it. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for that leap forward. It's too much. But we got some news. More news last week I talked about Harry Potter becoming a TV series, and this week I've gotten some news about another movie series now becoming a TV series, and it is Twilight. Twilight, the movie series, is going to now become a TV series. Yeah, and let me pull up this article so that I can have the like most up-to-date details. James, did you watch Twilight, the Twilight movies?
I watched literally one Twilight, and it was the one where they were fighting.
The last one.
That was a pitiful description. Yeah, it it was vampires fight, or were they vampires fighting some
Yes.
werewolves?
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole thing was like fake.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched that. I was so hyped in there. I didn't know anything that was going on, but I saw some good fighting, and I had a good time.
So I have a question, James. Did you watch the Twilight series because did you watch that movie because you wanted to, or did you watch the movie because you were dragged to the movie theater by someone you may have been dating?
No, I went with my cousins.
You went with your cousins, okay? Because
Yeah.
your cousins were you dragged there by your cousins though?
I think I was the only one that could drive at the time. So,
So
something
you
along
went
those lines.
unwillingly.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I had fun in there, but
Yeah, but
I
were
wasn't
you
doing
not
nothing else.
were you not confused by what was going on?
I was 100% confused, but I mean, they were fighting. I was probably like 17, maybe 16, 17. Well, whenever it came out, I was younger.
Yeah, I
I
don't
did not
remember
care
at
for the
this point.
plot.
Yeah, no, that definitely
Okay.
came out when we were in. You were definitely not 17. That came out when we were in college. That movie.
Oh man.
Let's see. So according to Hollywood Reporter, which first reported news of the adaptation, the producer, Sinead Daly, is set to write the series for Lionsgate TV. It is not clear if the series will be a remake of the Myers books, which were successfully adapted for movies. So there's not a lot of details on it, but it is in early development right now, and we don't know what it's going to be about. But my question is, what's up now? So first it was reboots, like movie reboots of other movies. And I'm like, why are we like not being creative anymore and coming up with our own ideas? Now it's movies that have been done that we're dragging out by turning them into TV series. Why are we doing this? I don't.
We've run out of ideas.
No, really. It's actually very sad because it's becoming more and more evident every single every single day that we're running out of ideas. Like, why do we need a Twilight television show? Unless they're going to tell me it's going to be about a different set of characters, I don't think that Twilight can pull off what Harry Potter is trying to do, because Harry Potter is going to be about the same three characters. But supposedly it's supposed to go into more detail. I don't really know if Twilight can pull that off. I mean, I don't know if Harry Potter can pull it off either, but I guess we'll see. But I feel like they have more of a chance of being able to pull it off than Twilight does. I don't know. Why are we doing this, guys? Why are we doing this?
Bring some fresh ideas to the forefront.
Please, somebody come up with something new.
Yeah. Once they start flopping, I think they'll be like, all right, let's not do this. Because the Harry Potter one, they said it was like a 10-year time span or something. So
yeah. I mean, it's a good.
I wonder if they budgeted for 10 years already, or they're like, all right, if this first one's bad, then we just call it
maybe
off.
because the franchise is so successful already, and like she's making so much money off this franchise, and this is gonna be a readapting the show is gonna like ensure that Harry Potter like is a permanent stamp on pop culture. Like after this, I think like it's just gonna be part of culture forever. If this show is about to span for another 10 years.
Did they say what streaming service is going to?
Twilight or Harry Potter?
Both.
Harry Potter is going to HBO Max, which is now called Max, which is very
Max.
Yeah. It's going to Max. I don't know where Twilight's going to. It's still in very early development, so I have no clue who's getting that show.
Probably some other party.
I mean, Twilight has a fan base, but like,
yeah,
it's not a super loyal, super large fan base, I would say. But the films collected, they grossed over $3.4 billion worldwide, like, which is not that much when you consider there were 5-6 films. Yeah,
they are not getting money.
Yeah, so I don't know whose idea this was. I don't know why it was greenlit. It's not something that I wanted. I don't know about the other fans. I don't know what they're saying, but they could have given us something else. We could have had another original, well thought out vampire story that didn't have to be Twilight. But this could also be their chance to like make Twilight better than the movies, because the movies kind of sucked. They weren't that great. So we'll see. Get some different actors. Feel like it could be a lot better, honestly. But what's that clicking noise? I'm sorry, it's driving me crazy. Is that you, James? Are you clicking something?
I don't think so.
Oh,
no.
Drinking my water. There's like a ghost. Something's clicking. You don't hear it? Never mind.
cannot.
I'm getting us off
Yeah,
topic.
bad headphones.
So I'm interested to see what's gonna get adapted into a TV series next from a movie series. What would you like? Is there anything that you would like to see that was a movie that you would like to see adapted into a show so I could go into more detail?
Not really. I actually don't really rewatch many things, even like my favorite movies, like Spider-Man, Into the Multiverse or Into the Spider-Verse. That's probably like my favorite movie ever right now. I've watched it twice.
So
Yeah,
that's
even
why
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I watched it once. I want to rewatch it, but I just can't bring myself. I'm already know what happened, so I don't want to watch it again.
So that's why you'll never do a Marvel Master rewatch.
Oh, I definitely will not. Yeah, not happening.
But even some of the older movies, like you've only probably seen them once, like Iron Man.
Most of them I've only seen once.
Avengers.
I've seen Age of Ultron twice, but the only reason I watched it twice was because I was on a long flight one time and it was an option. So I was like, oh, I'll watch this. And I think I fell asleep, but yeah, I was like, oh man, what am I doing here rewatching stuff?
Oh man.
But let's see, a movie that I like that I would see into a TV show. Oh man. Maybe John Wick.
Really?
I think that could make a decent TV show. Because there's like a lot of stuff that could be covered that they didn't really go into.
So
but then again, it wouldn't be like a rehash of the movies. It would be kind of like, okay, what was this like prior to quitting before he had to forcibly join? So it would be like a spinoff almost.
Yeah, like a prequel spinoff. Okay, well, that's different. Spinoffs, I think, are different. So as long as you're focusing on something else, I think it's better. But if you're focusing on the same thing, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's very, 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 very strange.
Just retelling the same story.
Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see as details develop for the show, and then somebody else comes out and says they're making a TV series of it, whether it be a video game or whatever. We'll see. All right, James, your topic. You want to talk about a very important topic amongst podcasters and content creators and people online or anyone really. James, do you have a personal gripe with this topic that we're about to talk about?
Oh, I do, for sure.
All right, so introduce it and tell us about it.
Okay, so the topic, since it's a slower week, we wanted to start bringing up topics that kind of are near and dear. Well, not even near and dear, but things that we can talk about that are topics when we don't have much news to cover. So this topic is spoiler etiquette. I'm sure people have had things spoiled for them or have accidentally spoiled things before. I know this previous week.
I almost spoiled something earlier.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the previous week there was the finale for Snowfall. But I happened to be in Indianapolis at the time. I mean, it was on the TV, but I fell asleep. So because I was in so much pain, I just took some painkillers and then I was out. But literally like the next morning, it was just flooded with spoilers. So it aired at, I want to say 10 p.m. By the time I woke up at 4 because my flight was at 6. 4 a.m. spoilers were everywhere. I'm like, all right, you guys didn't give anybody a chance to even watch this thing. I don't think it was even on streaming services yet by then because it puts on streaming services probably like 10 a.m. the next day. So yeah, if you didn't watch it live, you're done for it. And then same with even anime and manga. So manga particularly, there are people that get like the early scans. So they'll have the scans of the pages, but with no dialogue. I mean, it'll be in the native language. So if they want to translate it, they can, but they'll have like the actual scans of the manga pages. And then they just post them on Twitter or Instagram and just throw them up online. Even without context, like some things are just, you can obviously tell what's going on. So then you've been spoiled. And then the official release doesn't even happen until, so the most egregious one lately is Jujutsu Kaisen. So the episode, the chapters officially drop on Sundays, but the scans come out on like sometime during the week, maybe like Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
So people were dropping the scans that soon, but the actual official chapters didn't drop until Sunday. So people have been spoiled left and right. I've even been spoiled, and I don't even read Jujutsu Kaisen, but yeah, it's bad. And they put no spoiler warnings. They just drop a page like, oh wow, look what happened, and then yeah, you're done. So I'm thinking about turning all my media previews off.
Yeah, spoiler warnings are important, guys. Even though I forget to put them on this podcast all the time, they are important. Sorry, James, continue.
Yeah, so I think a lot of sites do have the features where you can put like, hey, this is a spoiler, or even a sensitive content type of warning where you can blur it before, so people have to like decide to click on it. And I think those are a good thing. So I highly appreciate those, even on Reddit, because Reddit you can get spoiled in a heartbeat on Reddit.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do a really good job, and even in Discord too, people do a good job of tagging things as, hey, this is a spoiler. But yeah, some other platforms like Twitter or Instagram, like you'll just scroll, see exactly what you're not trying to see, and then you're done for.
Yeah.
And then outside of social media, just conversationally, people casually spoil things. So
Yeah. Twitter, Instagram, even like the media outlets that cover these things, they don't even, it comes out like articles about like what happened come out like immediately after, like on the East Coast. They don't even like consider West Coast time, like when it
right.
hasn't even aired on the West Coast yet. So like, so I feel like if you really don't want to be spoiled about something, it kind of puts you in a hard position because like you have to avoid social media. But it's like you shouldn't have to avoid social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
not at all.
it kind of sucks. I feel like I know that like news articles, news outlets, they want to be like the first one to like drop their coverage of a show, but then it's like it's entirely too early. So I feel like they need to wait. So my question to you then, James, what is an acceptable time for people to start openly talking on socials about a show?
Yeah, I think you got to at least give it a week.
Ooh, a
Give it a
whole
week.
week, like 7 days.
Yeah, 7 days.
Yeah, that's
So
a
for
lot.
instance,
That's
the
a lot. Yeah.
Spider-Man movie,
Mhm.
like, so the movie dropped Thursday, technically Thursday midnight.
Mhm.
So by like Friday midday, for the most recent Spider-Man movie, people were showing like screenshots of all three Spider-Man together. And like, I mean, people had a feeling
Yeah.
it was going to happen, but like you didn't officially know that it was happening.
Right. That's a big spoiler
So
too. I would have been
yeah,
upset
and that
if I
was
didn't know.
right. That was like the thumbnail for the article or the
Yeah.
YouTube video or whatever. So like it
Don't make
was
it your
like you had
thumbnails,
no
guys.
chance.
Come
Yeah,
on. Like
that
that's
yeah that's part of the etiquette. You gotta
don't yeah. I
cover
mean,
it somehow.
people should know that. Like don't make spoiling, but then it's all selfishness. The clickbait, you know? People want to put
Yeah,
thumbnails there so people click on their video. But I feel like that's like not considerate of everyone. I don't know if I agree with you on a week though. I feel like a week is a little long. I
Ooh,
would
all right. How long do you think?
I want to say like 4 days. 4 days is
4
enough.
days? Half a
Yeah,
week?
half a week. 7 days might be a bit long. We'll start.
Yeah,
If
half
you
a
were to
week is fair.
hold it all in. I don't know. But then like, but what do you consider? So you mean just before people can start like posting about it? What about like people who put like recaps up and stuff like that, like on YouTube? Because then you could just choose not to watch it, right? Like, does
Yeah,
that okay? And
but I
like,
think like if you're doing a good job of being like, hey, there will be spoilers involved
right?
in this, then like people can be like, okay, let me not click this until I've seen that.
Yeah. Also,
But
like
if you're
it's
gonna come with like a
in the title most of the time, though, guys. Come on,
yeah,
don't watch a video or listen to a podcast that says that they're gonna be in the title. It says they're gonna be talking about a certain thing, and then be mad when people spoil stuff. But
yeah,
I
like
understand that.
if it's a review, I'll try to go to sites where I know don't spoil things in their reviews
Yeah.
versus like sometimes it'll be a recap and not a review. They'll be
Yeah.
like reviewing what happened and not reviewing how it was. So
Yeah. Media outlets should put spoilers. No media outlet that I've ever seen like recap something has ever put spoiler like in their headline in their headline. So people need to start putting the word spoiler in there, especially when they're
yeah,
posting it literally an hour after something like has finished airing. Like that's crazy.
right.
And like
Like
don't put like don't make your headline so spoiling. Like don't give away information in your headline either. Like it's very
yeah,
it's
or even
very
allude to it.
disconcerting. Yeah, don't yeah, agree. Don't allude to it. I was gonna say something. Fuck, I had a follow-up question for you. Now it's gone. I hate when that happens.
What are some spoiler etiquette things that you think are important?
Um,
Let's say conversationally. So outside of like media or
oh
on
yeah.
social media, like you're talking to a friend about something, but they
Mhm.
haven't seen it yet.
I will ask them if they I will ask them how much they're willing to hear. If they say they don't want to know anything, then I probably just will stop talking to them about it altogether. Like the most I'll say is like, "Oh, it was really good." Or like, "Oh, it was really bad." But like I won't say anything more than that. But I'll usually ask them. I'm like, "Are you okay if I talk about it?" And then they're like, "No, no, no." And I'm just like, "Okay, so I'm gonna stop now."
Yeah,
What about
that's
you?
fair.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm pretty much the same. Like I'll say it was really good. Like it had, nice action scenes or talk about something that's not story related.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Stay away from the story. Mm-hmm.
yeah. And I think for like a long series, let's say you have a friend that's catching up in a long series. So this actually happened to me in college when I was catching up in One Piece.
Mhm.
I mean, it had been out for years, so but I've been doing a good job avoiding spoilers because so many different things happened in One Piece. But yeah, I was talking
Mhm.
to a friend. I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting caught up in One Piece," and so the way he worded the question was a spoiler. He was like, "Did you get to the part where so and so died?" And I was like, "Bro, what? I didn't even know what was going to happen." So
Listen,
now I've been spoiled, and every time I see that character, I assume that they're going to die because he didn't even ask like, "Are you in this arc?" He was like, "Did you get to where they died?" And I'm like, "All
that's
right." So now I
crazy.
don't.
This is
Yeah,
one of your this is one of your friends.
this is a college friend of mine. So
Listen, we're not about to be friends after you just outright spoil something for me like that. So according to some websites on the internet, they're saying that spoilers are okay between 3 to 5 days. I
ooh,
think I
okay. So
agree with that. I think I agree with that
I'm
time frame.
tripping with a week. Yeah, 3 to 5.
I feel
I
like a
think that's
week is
fair.
long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at least give it a like if this movie drops on Friday, give it a weekend at least.
Oh yeah, give it a weekend. Give it a weekend. Like start talking about it on Monday. I think that's totally, totally fair. Oh, I have a
Yeah.
question though. So 3 to 5 days for like movies and like shows and stuff. But what about video games?
Video games, ooh, that one. Yeah, I don't know because everyone plays their games at different paces. Like some
Yeah.
people are like trying to speed run the thing,
Yeah.
and try to beat it like the first weekend it comes out. But like Elden Ring, I mean, of course I already know everything that's gonna happen, but like I figured that out just when I was looking into like, what am I gonna buy this game? But
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna stand firm about a week. Give it about a week, for like story spoilers. Uh, but then like people watch streams and stuff, so I mean,
Yeah.
if you're watching a stream, you gotta kind of expect that there's gonna be some spoilers. So,
I have a completely different take about video game spoiler etiquette than I do about show and movie etiquette and
what's
manga
that?
etiquette. So like I just feel like because of what you said, like people play video games at different paces. And then like, okay, so I'm in a couple different video game forums. So like when Harry Potter came out, or Hogwarts Legacy came out, I joined a Hogwarts Legacy forum on Facebook. Um, and it's a place where people come together to talk about the game. And people are posting about the game, people are posting about certain things that happen, and then people are complaining in there all the time about like how they're spoiling stuff. But to me it's like, if you don't want things spoiled, why are you in a forum about the game
Yeah,
where
you're
people
kind
are
of
going to be
seeking.
talking about the game? So
Yeah,
I feel like, I mean, even in that case, like I feel like it's common courtesy to like, if you're posting something that's a direct spoiler of the story, then I feel like it's common courtesy to post that you're about to spoil something. But then people are complaining about like certain screenshots that people post, like when they're trying to like talk about a certain thing or ask a question, they're like, "Oh, this screenshot is spoiling whatever, whatever." I don't know. So, but I just feel like at that point, like, don't, if you're not like, just don't be in a page about the video game, because I've had many stuff about, I basically know what happens in Hogwarts Legacy. I've had tons of stuff spoiled for me because I'm in that page. But it's like, I'm not mad because I chose to be in there. You know what I mean? So I
yeah,
just feel like that's just something that you have to be understanding of. Like, you're in a page where people are talking about this video game. So don't
yeah.
be
The
mad
spoilers are gonna
when
fly,
you
and
learn
like you
something.
sought this thing out, versus
Yeah.
like I'm just casually scrolling Twitter where I can see anything, and
Yeah.
then oh boom, spoiler.
Yeah.
Versus
And
let me
like,
go to the forum for this specific movie and
yeah.
expect to not see any spoilers. So I think that's
And people are
you're tripping with that
still
one.
getting mad. Like, this game came out in
Oh yeah, this is
February.
months ago. Yeah,
Yeah,
this
this
is
game
months
came out in
ago.
February. Like, it's not my fault that you haven't finished it and are mad that people are spoiling it. But and then like, some people are mad because it's like, it's the page is titled Hogwarts Legacy PS5, PS4, and Switch, like for those communities. But
Mm.
it's not even out yet for PS, and like there are people that have joined the page that have PlayStation 4s and like Switch, but like the game is not even out yet for PlayStation 4 or for Switch. So I don't even know why you're even in the page. Like, don't be in the page
Yeah,
if you're not, if you like, if the game keeps getting delayed for PlayStation 4 too. So I kind of really actually feel bad for them. They've pushed it back like twice already. So now I don't think it's coming out until May. It was supposed to come out in April. Um, so I feel bad, but you shouldn't be in the page with PlayStation 5 players when you know everyone is playing this game and you're
yeah. You
not.
can't even play the. You can't even boot up the green screen yet. I
At
wonder
that,
what those people are in it for then. At that point, like
I
if
don't
you're
know.
not trying to
Yeah.
see spoilers, but you can't play the game, like
Yeah. Well,
what do you gain?
I know a lot of people didn't know that they couldn't play it, because I've seen a lot of people post like, "Hey, like I purchased the game, but it says that I can't play it till this date. And then everyone's like, yeah, because it's not out yet. Like a lot of people didn't know, but some people do know. And it's just like, I don't know why you're in here. But I also don't know, like the person that created the page, I don't know why they made the page for PS5 and PS4 and Switch like all together. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It should have been PS5 and Xbox whatever only. But you know, whatever. But yeah, for video games, it's different because people play at their own pace. So there could be a whole community of people that are done with the game 4 days in.
Yeah. When it comes to video games, I typically don't get too upset about spoilers because I mean I still want to play it for myself and experience it.
Yeah.
It's interactive versus like just watching something.
Yeah, it's a whole experience.
Like you don't get to interact. Yeah.
It's a whole experience. But it also depends on if the video game is like heavily story based too. Then you're gonna be upset if you learn something like
it's true.
Do you play The Last of Us?
I do not.
Okay, and you're never gonna right, you hate that game. Anyway,
Yeah.
and you don't care for the show. So I'm just gonna say like spoiler here. Spoiler. If you haven't played if you have not played the video game and you watch the show, or if you haven't played the second video game yet, and you're going to just skip like 45 seconds in. Okay, so like video games with like big story plots. So in The Last of Us, the second video game dies like very early in the game. So that's a big story thing. So like stuff like that, I would not want spoiled for me. Like I feel like that stuff I'm kind of iffy about, like if you should even be posting about at all in like forums and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like big like story driven spoilers, I feel like people should stay away from and like try to make it like more generic about like the gameplay. Like, hey, I'm stuck on this part, but like if this is strictly about a cutscene, don't post about the cutscenes. There, I think that's what.
Yeah.
I think that's what I was
fair.
trying to go for. Don't post about the cutscenes. Yeah, because that's like a whole other thing. Post about the gameplay. Hey, I'm stuck at this part. Don't know what to do, but don't post about the cutscenes. That's good etiquette.
Yeah. I think, well, an interesting thing about video game spoilers is some of the gameplay mechanics end up being spoilers because it'll be something that you unlock later on in the game. So then someone will see a screenshot and they're like, wait, we get such and such weapon or we get such and such ability. And then you're like, oh man, I didn't realize it was going to happen. So
that I don't think is as important though. Cause then like, what am I supposed to do? Like,
yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Like no one can even talk about this game because everything will be a spoiler.
Yeah. I think the most important thing are like for heavy story-based video games, like the cutscenes are important. Don't talk about them. And then for everything else is fair game. Gameplay of the game is fair game, I think. Just stay away from it. If you just stay away from forums if you don't want to know about it.
At that point, you're spoiling it for yourself.
Yeah. So I would love to hear from the listeners. I need more engagement out of you, listeners. I need y'all to tell us what you think about spoiler etiquette.
Drop us some comments. Drop us some spoiler rules.
Yeah.
When do you think it's fair to spoil things?
Yeah. When do you think it's fair? Do you have the same standards for TV shows and movies and like books and stuff versus like video games, which are very different? So yes, I would love to hear everyone's thoughts on that. Yeah. I think I've said everything about spoilers that I have in my heart.
I've gotten that off my chest. I can rest easy this week.
Yeah.
You Snowfall spoilers. Shame on you.
So you were mad that you learned what happened in Snowfall before you did you learn like was a lot spoiled for you where that completely ruined it?
Not all of it.
Okay.
Some of it I did figure out, but it was like just conversationally, like I was just reading a tweet and then I thought it was just talking about Snowfall in general, but it was like how something played out in the end. So I was like, okay, well, now I know that this thing that I thought was potentially going to happen doesn't happen. So but it wasn't like spoiled the entire thing, but a piece of it was spoiled. Then from there on, I was like, all right, let me just stay off social media completely until I watch this because these people, they will spoil it at any given moment. So, or just drop a screenshot from the show.
I actually don't know if I mind spoilers, to be honest. I guess it depends on what it is. Sometimes I seek out information and I know I shouldn't be. And if I learn something, like sometimes I'm not mad about it. Like, cause then I still have anticipation to see it play out for myself. I don't know if that makes me weird, but like,
yeah, like sometimes I do want to still see how things happen. Like, so for Demon Slayer, I think the Infinity Train arc, I accidentally spoiled that one for myself because the trailer, I saw the Hashira, the Flame Hashira, so I was like so interested in him. So I was like, oh, let me look up this guy, and then like right on his wiki page was like death, and I was like, oh dang, now I know he's gonna die, but so now I got to see how it happened. So I was still interested in the movie very much so. So yeah, sometimes I think the spoilers they aren't as horrible. I think it's if it's like a free TV show that I'm watching, that's like, all right, this comes on like a free TV show versus like if I'm going to the movies to see something, now the big moment is ruined for me. The new movie for theater finessed me for my $17 already. So
I know.
Am I gonna enjoy this? Yeah, probably not.
I feel
Now
like it varies person to person. Now that we're talking about this even more, I'm very afraid. I think I might bleep out what I said about The Last of Us because I feel like even though I said it's a spoiler, I feel like people are gonna listen to it and still be angry. So I'm actually afraid to post that. I'm gonna edit it. I think
that's been out for years though, hasn't it?
It has, but a lot of people haven't played the game. So, but like now there's a whole new fan base because it's people that just watched the show now. So like. Like I don't want to. Okay. I don't want to.
If it's something that's been out for like decades, it's almost no way to avoid a spoiler unless you're like talking to someone, like my college friend that was like, "Hey, did you get to where so and so died?" Yeah. So like if I were to go back and watch some random anime, let's see something I haven't seen. I don't know, but yeah, if I go back and watch something for the first time that's been out for decades, I think it's just all fair game at that point.
Oh yeah. Don't even come to my ear saying that's a spoiler for something that came out 5 years ago. No.
Yes. Sailor Moon has been out since the 90s. What do you mean?
Yeah. No. I think everything is fair game after a year. Everything is fair game. Doesn't matter. Or not even. Yeah. Like I feel like 6 months even. I feel like fair game. Don't even say anything about a spoiler at that point.
Yeah. At that point, you almost have no right to be upset unless you're like talking to someone and say, "Hey, I'm watching this for the first time." And then they come like just spilling spoilers, that's fair game to be upset. But
yeah,
if you run into one on the timeline, yeah, you should have watched it earlier.
Yeah,
you had years.
Yeah. But yeah, let us know your thoughts about spoiler etiquette in the comments, and I will be editing this podcast heavily to make sure that I don't have any backlash.
I think that was a good topic. I like topics.
I like topics too. They're cool, and there's not always nerd news going on, so got to talk about something in the nerd realm.
We'll come through with the topics.
Topics are good. My live action corner, I have nothing for this week, which is a good thing. No new live action movies have been announced in the last week, not that I know of. So we should all count ourselves lucky with that.
Nice.
I don't know, James, do you want to get into Jonathan Majors follow-up? Because there's been updated news about Jonathan Majors.
I haven't really been keeping up with it. I saw recently that Marvel is considering recasting for Kang. And that maybe his PR agency has dropped him. I think that's the last updates I have.
So at this point, his PR agency has dropped him, and I think he's been dropped from a couple of projects that he was supposed to be in. So there was a movie coming out, or there's a movie in development where he was supposed to play Otis Redding Jr., which I think he was dropped from, and I think he was dropped from something additional. We haven't heard from Disney and Marvel if they're going to drop him from being Kang. Season 2 of Loki is already filmed, so I think that they're teetering back and forth with that. With that information, I don't know, guys. It's if this all turns out to be true, but now there's like there's more stuff that has come out that kind of like, I don't know. I haven't been following it super closely, but I know that there's information that has come out that like kind of puts the woman who was involved in the situation in question, because some evidence has come out where like it seemed like her hand was broken after the altercation, but then there was footage of her in a club like right after it happened, like using the hand that she said was broken. It's like a whole bunch of like stuff. I don't really have it all straight, so I don't want to really get into detail about that, but I know a whole bunch of like new evidence has come out, so like who knows at this point. We're gonna follow it more closely going forward. But Loki season 2 has already been filmed, so I don't know.
Ooh, when does that drop?
I think that comes out this year, doesn't it? It definitely comes out this year. Let's see. Mid 2023. I feel like we're already in mid 2023, but oh no, not yet. Right. Not yet. That'll be like mid 2023 is like sometime in the summertime. but we haven't actually got a release date yet. Oh wait, let's see. Hold on. Loki season 2 gets release date update amid controversy with Jonathan Majors. Let's see. Loki season 2 has received a new release date update as the abuse allegations and controversies worsen surrounding Kang actor Jonathan Majors. The long-awaited, and I'm reading this from the direct.com. The long-awaited Loki continuation marks an important MCU chapter as it will serve as the next appearance for Jonathan Majors, Avengers 5 villain Kang. Okay, that's important. As part of Variety's latest report on Jonathan Majors' ongoing alleged abuse case, the Hollywood Trade had an update to offer regarding. Okay, what is the update? Let's go. Let's get to it. The report claimed that Loki season 2 is now expected to come to Disney Plus. Oh, that is the update. It's expected to come to Disney Plus in mid-2023. That is the update right there. So, I don't know. Mid-2023, whatever that means. So mid-2023 to me means sometime in the summer. July is the 6-month mark of the year. So who knows? I feel like if it was coming out in July, we would have heard about it already. So who knows, honestly.
There's
I guess
another piece of information in here that I'm not sure that we had already. So it says Marvel Studios' next Disney Plus series comes with Secret Invasion on June 21st. So Secret Invasion drops June 21st.
I think we did know that. We talked about the trailer last week.
Yeah. Then it also says the 6-episode event will likely wrap up on July 26th.
Six episodes that we didn't know.
Yeah, that's the news there. So
I had a rant about that last week about how I didn't want this to be a short show. They have to
hoping for 10 plus, right?
What is going on with these 6-episode shows? Oh my God. Have they not learned anything? They have not received good feedback on the 6-episode shows. They're too short. It's too short. And I bet you the episodes are only half an hour too. I bet you they're only 30 minutes. How can you tell a full story in a 6-episode 30-minute season? I don't understand. I don't get it. Come on, Disney. I'm gonna need y'all to do better. I'm gonna need y'all to do better. But anyway, so with all these different things coming out about Jonathan Majors, we don't really know like what the whole story is or whatever. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I can't imagine who would play him in replacement of him as Kang. Like, I don't know who I would picture seeing. And I don't even know if I would receive it well, to be honest, at this point. What do you think?
Some people calling for John Boyega.
I saw John Boyega. I also saw what's his name? Damien Idris. What's his name?
From Snowfall?
Yeah. I heard his name. Idris? Oh, Damson Idris. Sorry. I saw his name being thrown around too. Which I don't know if I see that, honestly.
You gotta watch Snowfall. He's a great actor.
I mean, no, not that I don't think he's a great actor. I just don't know if I see him in that role.
Oh,
I don't know.
Compelling Kang?
Yeah. He has to put on some muscle. I feel like the Kang has to be similar in stature to Jonathan Majors. Kang, but I guess it all depends. Like, there's different versions of Kang, so who knows at this point. But would you receive a recast well? Like, I guess it would depend. Like, it has to be done extremely well. Like, that actor has to like come in, and
it's early enough on that I think it might make sense. Like, I mean, we all know what happened, but I think it's early enough.
Yeah, he was only in one movie so far. But my question is, if Loki comes out and he's in Loki season 2, would you then receive a recast well if like he's in Loki, but then they recast him for everything else?
I'm sure there would be some explanation of like, this is why I look like this now or something. I don't think they wouldn't pull an Aunt Viv and just hope we don't notice.
They would have to, though. We already saw all the Kangs that exist at the end of Ant-Man.
This is
true. And they all look like Jonathan Majors. So I don't know. I don't know. So I guess we'll keep following this and see. I mean, I guess it's a similar situation. Like, people were like, I know Jaja was comparing it, like, they still release The Flash. The Flash is still coming out. I imagine that they're still going to release Loki, but I'm almost positive that we're not going to see The Flash in any more DC movies coming up, or that version of The Flash. So like, it's a very similar situation. So I guess we're just going to wait to see what happens. But I don't know. Whatever the truth of this situation is, I hope it just comes to light soon, and then we can just all move on with our lives. But we'll see.
Right.
James, anything else before you wrap up for the week?
Nah, none from me.
Another successful Winging It podcast. We did it, James. We did it.
Did we wing it or did we have our topic carry us?
We did. Our topic did carry us. So that's another good segue. If you have a topic that you would like to hear us discuss, please email us at blerdsnerds@gmail.com. Also, if you're a creator of color in the nerd space and you would like to come on the show to promote your work, please email us, blerdsnerds@gmail.com. As always, please like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Blerdsnerds. And follow us on TikTok, Blerdsnerds_pod. Please rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast. Tell all your nerd friends about our podcast. Please and thank you. Or if you're a visual person, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. As always, I'm Shannon.
I'm James.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.